Proceedings at the Australian Racewalking Championships got underway with the men's open 20km and the under 18 and under 20 10km event. Olympian Chris Erickson and recent Australian representatives Ian Racing, Dane Bird-Smith, Sean Fitzsimons and Rydian Cowley all taken to the start line. Erickson, Bird-Smith and Fitzsimons were joined in the early lead pack by Brendan Reading and Brad Ayton.
3:57 now, so they're going to be just over 4-minute K pace, fairly solid.
Next to start were the women's open 20km and under 20 10km events. Olympian Claire Tallent was joined on the start line by up-and-coming Czech walker Zuzana Schindlerova, who was set to test herself across 20 kilometres. Tallent and Schindlerova settled into an early lead pack with Callie Ruddock, Nicole Fagan and invitation 10km walker Tanya Holliday. The following pack included World Racewalking Cup junior representative Beth Alexander alongside Lauren Burke and Lynette Ventris. Back in the under-20 men, a close battle had developed between local Dane Bird-Smith and Western Australia's Sean Fitzsimons. Bird-Smith, who was in doubt for this event due to a training mishap, was working hard to stay with Fitzsimons as the laps progressed. Meanwhile, in the open men's event, Chris Erickson had cleared away to take a big lead in the first half. Brendan Reading, despite a warning from one of the judges, was holding down second, with Ian Racing making up ground after a slow start for third. In the women's race, Claire Tallent started to open up a handy lead, Schindlerova second with Callie Ruddock close behind in third.
We had Susanna and Callie.
In the under-20 event, Beth Alexander had moved out to a commanding lead, with fellow Victorian Kirsten Shaw not far behind in second.
Might slow to the 10k mark. This is the leader in the men's 20k, and the 10k will be passed in 41.41. Double that, you've got about an 83.20, so I suspect Chris will probably slow it. It will finish around 84.
Ian Racing was working hard and was now a clear second, with Brendan Reading hanging in there for third. Despite injury, Dane Bird-Smith knuckled down in the last lap of the men's 20km event, taking a decisive lead ahead of Sean Fitzsimons.
In 42.55, which is definitely a BP, and here's Dane Bird-Smith has won. Dane Bird-Smith has won in probably 42.59. Sean Fitzsimons seconds in 43.03. Brad Ayton coming through to the finish line now. Fantastic walk by Brad. Susanna in the blue shorts and the white top. Diversity Games. So a duelist about together. Dane has successfully defended his title.
Last weekend I was out at the Gold Coast doing pole vault. Was jumping pretty well. Ended up jumping about 3:30 and just came down and landed really badly on the mat. And cracked it both ways, and so hoping there's no severe ligament damage there, but we're going to get x-rayed Savo.
So coming into the race knowing that, what was your plan heading out this morning?
Just try and stick with them, just control the race from the start and just slow it down so that I've got a chance of sticking in there and really holding my pace through till the end. And that was pretty much the plan, was just to stick with Sean and just hold it till the end and then just see what I've got left, which works well, so yeah.
And fifth at the World Junior Championships only last month, 41.32 new PB. Tell us about Canada.
Canada was just, it was an amazing race over there. It was some of the best in the world over there. The Russians, the Chinese, they were all in the mix, and it was good to be up there with them. One of the German blokes from last year, he won World Youth, so I managed to get past him. It was a bit of a shame, got fifth instead of fourth though with the little Brazilian coming through, but it was such a tough physical race the whole way through. I think everyone felt it, and I definitely did feel it in the last K.
Just looking at the 10k split now, it's going to be 46.08. Double that, 92 minutes.
Claire Tallent carried her lead through the halfway mark, Schindlerova now a clear second. Callie Ruddock was next, with Lynn Ventris the third Australian and fourth overall. A big winner in the women's under-20 event, Beth Alexander stopped the clock after 10 kilometres in a time of 50 minutes 29 seconds.
First girl to finish, time of 50 minutes and 28 seconds.
Victorian teammate Kirsten Shaw was second in a time of 55 minutes 52 seconds, with Nicole McInerney a third.
Open women.
We'll sort of just go out with the 20k girls. There wasn't really anyone around my pace in mind. Unfortunately, Paige and Regan couldn't race today, so yeah, so go out with Nicole Fagan, which I did. So we had a bit of a tussle during the race, but yeah, managed to come through. It's a good result, I think.
And what about your time? Happy with the time you're finishing today?
Yeah, it was a bit off my best, but I guess, you know, with a bit of a cold and schoolwork and everything like accumulating, so yeah, it was not too bad.
And tell us about the hill. A few people have said the hill takes a fair bit out of you, especially across that only 1 kilometre lap. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, it was a short, sharp hill. Sort of the lactic kind of builds up after 10 laps of it, but yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was okay.
Chris Erickson continued to hold a significant lead in the men's open 20 kilometre event. However, Ian Racing was not letting the gap grow. Brendan Reading was still third, but South Australia's Darren Bone was closing in.
Darren Bone just gone through in the men's 20k.
First finisher, Chris Erickson.
Chris Erickson went on to record a strong victory and collect another Australian title.
Games in 6 weeks' time in the 20k, has a PB of 82.51, and today he's going to do 84.43. So just under 2 minutes outside his PB.
The silver medal headed the way of Ian Racing, who smashed his PB by 48 seconds. Darren Bone came through to claim bronze after Reading failed to finish.
Yeah, obviously looking for actually trying to chase a PB over the 20k distance today. So PB's 122.53. So I was hoping to sort of get under that, get down towards the IAAFA qualifier of 82.5. But yeah, it didn't quite come off today. It was 124.44 or so there. So I headed out sort of in the right pace that I wanted. But yeah, just after probably about 7 or 8k, I found it's getting a bit tough having to go up the hill on the course every lap. I think the last couple of laps it sort of felt like the Col de Tourmalet or something we were climbing, so it got pretty brutal towards the end of it. So yeah, I think we probably had more of a hill in the walks today than the cross-country guys did yesterday, so I'm not too sure how that works, but yeah, so I still held on for a reasonably good time, so, and a win's a win, so I'll take a national title whenever you can.
You mentioned the hill. It's obviously a fairly long incline across the 1 kilometre course. How much did that take out to you across the 20Ks?
Yeah, I think it's probably worth, you know, a good 5 to 6 seconds probably a lap. So, you know, you multiply that out to 90 seconds to 2 minutes, probably sort of over a 20K. So particularly in the 20K where you've got to do it, we had to do it 20 times. So, so it made it quite difficult. So, but you know, at the end of the day, you've got to be in shape for whatever course they put on. So, so yeah, so it's a bit disappointing to get a course like that, but nevertheless, we soldier on and do what we've got to do.
And Delhi, it's fair to say Australia is probably one of the strongest countries heading into the walks in Delhi. What are your aspirations across 20Ks?
Absolutely. Look, I'm definitely going there to win a medal. Nothing short of a medal would be anything short of a medal would be disappointing. So, you know, with a bit of luck, I'll be able to push both Jared and Luke. And you know, it was a bronze medal last time around in 50K, so this time's 20K. So with a bit of luck, I might be able to improve on a bronze. So, yeah, definitely a medal. And obviously, with a bit of luck, maybe all 6 walkers can come away with a medal because we are quite strong.
In the latter stages of the women's open 20 kilometre event, Claire Tallent continued to build her lead and went on to take home the national title.
Claire Tallent coming through. Claire finishes in a 1:33.33. 3 laps. We've got, so then it comes down for time. 1:39.28.29. She's going to be right on 1:29.
Schindlerova crossed the line second with Kelly Ruddock third.
Kelly Ruddock heading to the finish line now. The 20k in the women's open in a 1:42.32.
Lynn Ventrance from WA took home the bronze medal in the Australian Championship, crossing the line as the third Australian.
Over 54 years of age, it's not bad.
Today I wanted to have a really good hit out. I felt that I was in pretty good shape, so you just wanted to sort of test myself before going on to the World Walking Challenge in China in September and then on to New Delhi for the Commonwealth Games. So yeah, just have a real hit out and see exactly where I was with my preparation.
So you stopped the clock at 1:33.30. Are you happy with the time, or?
Oh, 1:33.30, that's actually a relief. 1:33.30 is actually another A qualifier, so I can add that one to the list, my growing list at the moment for World Championships next year. So yeah, it's great to hear that.
So you mentioned China leading into Delhi. What is the plan between now and October?
Actually, we fly back to Canberra tonight, go back to the Australian Institute of Sport, where we'll go into the altitude house there. We'll spend 3 weeks in there, and then we'll head over to China and compete in the World Walking Challenge in Beijing. And then Jared and myself will go back to Canberra. Some of the other guys will go into Cairns and do some hot weather stuff. We'll go back to Canberra, go back into the altitude house, and then head over to New Delhi with the rest of the team.
The balmy weather of Canberra.
Yeah, the balmy weather, but we're accommodating that by heading into the heat chamber. We're in there actually the other day with Marty Dent, who won the cross country yesterday, and sweating up a feast, I might say.
Guys, this is going to be a speed fest. We've got Nathan Brill out in front with Jess Osborne behind.
In the boys under 16 5 kilometres, exciting prospect Nathan Brill set an early fast pace with Jesse Osborne and Ben Tesh working hard to stay in touch.
Under 18 minutes of this pace, so
At the bell, Brill had cleared away from his chasers for a big lead.
Which for a young kid of 14 is not bad at all. His time is going to be pretty special at the end of this. Our lead comes through just on 18:33. Nathan Brill coming down to the finish line now. His time, ladies and gentlemen, 22:40 on at the moment. 22:55, sorry. Really fast time on this course. He finishes the time 22:59, fraction under 23. Elliot Hodgson comes round the bend, wasn't far behind him. Elliot will finish in a 23:20 plus the time. Nice and strong. Elliot finishes in a 23, right on 23:20, ladies and gentlemen. Really good time. Ben Tesh, our cross-country runner, comes close behind him, backing up the Queensland third place in a 23:32.
In the girls' 5 kilometres, Jamara Hockley-Salmon took the early lead ahead of Elizabeth Hosking.
A lot of athletes we've got here today. Gemma Potenzi comes down the line with 2 laps to go. She's in third place for the girls. And wow, Sophie Everhart is coming from Tasmania in her first ever 5K. She's got 2 laps to go.
Hockley-Salmon went on to take line honours in a time of 25 minutes 55 seconds.
Jamara Hockley-Salmon, one of the athletes of the future, 25:59, great result. And then we've got Elizabeth Hosking finishing very, very closely.
Elizabeth Hosking was not far behind in second.
Gemma goes to the line in a nice time of 26 minutes and 37 seconds with Sophie Everhart in fourth place in 26:40. Great result for the Tasmanian. She's a younger sister of our Olympic silver medalist.
The girls under 18 5 kilometre event saw Rachel Tallent head out with the pack including Amy Buren, Cassandra Rosselli and Samara Holiday.
She represented Australia in the 2010 World Walking Cup under 20k.
Tallent soon broke away and went on to win in a time of 25 minutes 12.
She is one of the most dynamic walkers we've got in junior ranks at the moment. Finishes strongly. Rachel finishes in a time of 25:12. Hannah Watson coming up to second place in the girls. Hannah walking beautifully. Great time, great result. Walking strongly, her time of 25:36. Great result. And in third place, Hilary Brazzles heads towards the finish line. She'll be just on 26 minutes. And in these conditions, with the Victorians who cannot handle our lovely weather, she finishes in 25:59. Great result.
The under 14 boys and girls 3 kilometres headed off together. For the boys, Kyle Swan led them home but was disqualified, leaving Tyler Jones of New South Wales to take the gold. Second was Mitchell Lees of Western Australia, with third Tom Doyle of New South Wales. In the girls' event, Zoe Balderson led start to finish, taking the under 14 national crown. Caitlin Hosking was second and Zoe Hunt third.